Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Today, we are going to be looking at trusting God in the bigger picture. See, in our lives, the life that God has created us to come and live in this world, there is always a bigger picture. And that bigger picture simply tells us that every single thing is working together for our good. A very good Bible passage is Romans 8. Verse 28, NLT version says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. Trusting God for this bigger picture that we are talking about is sometimes overwhelming, especially with the unexpected twists that jump out at us in life, delays, disappointments, often following us in life. And we ask, where is God in all this that is happening to us? Romans 8:28 is giving us that wonderful assurance, divine reassurance that God is actively causing all things to work together for our good. Do you know the puzzle? See, when you get a box of puzzle, if you give somebody just one pieces of that puzzle, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't look good. But when you start putting all the puzzles together bit by bit, by the time you finish putting up everything, it becomes a masterpiece. That is exactly the way God works with you and I. It's a puzzle that he's putting together. And when it finishes, it will then make sense to you and I. Going through that Romans 8 that we have just taken, now let us try to break it down. It says, we know. In other words, this is a confident statement. It is not guessing. Paul doesn't say we hope or that we think. He says we know. This verse is for those who know God's character. What has he done in your life before? You know the history of God. You know the faithfulness of God. You trust God even in your pain because your pain has a purpose in the hands of God. Job 23 verse 10 tells us, he said, but he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth like a gold. I pray you will come forth like a gold. It's just like a baker's recipe. A baker has flour, he has egg, he has baking soda. Putting them individually, they don't make any sense. You cannot go and start eating flour or start taking raw egg or start taking baking soda. But when the baker puts everything together and puts them in the fire and brings it out, it becomes a delicious meal that is sweet for everyone to take. That's exactly how God works in your life and in my life. The other thing that Bible passage says is that God causes everything. In other words, nothing is wasted. He did not say everything good. It just says everything. God causes everything to work together for our good. So what kind of things are we talking about? Delays might work together for your good. I don't have time here. I would have told you several stories upon stories, how delay has worked marvelously well in our lives. This building where we are, it's delayed and delayed and delayed of several things, but look at how it has turned out to. Failures can humble you, but it will work together for your good. Heartbreaks that people cause for you can also work together for your good. Losses sometimes make us have this empathy, and it can work together for our good. Remember, Joseph told us in Genesis 50 verse 20, say, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. When people are doing evil to you, you just calm down and see what is God using that to do in your life and in the life of people around you. Joseph's journey, his own brothers sold into slavery. He was accused falsely and thrown into prison, meant to be forgotten there, but he little did he know that that is just a pathway for him to the palace. Not just a pathway for him to the palace, but it is for him to save a whole nation. So what you are going through might be that God wants to use you to save a whole nation. He says, for the good, not for comfort, but for the good. God defines good as eternal value, not just our comfort. It's not a momentary thing that is convenient for you. It is an eternal value that God is talking about. Making you like Jesus, molding your character, building your faith, building your resilience in what you are going through, drawing others to salvation through what you are going through. 2 Corinthians 4:17 says, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory. Remember the process of bringing up a diamond. A diamond goes through intense pressure and heat, but in the end, when it comes out, it becomes something so beautiful that we all adore and we want to see. Pain in your life is not permanent, but the beauty that pain produces at the end is eternal and it's beautiful. The fourth thing it says, to those who love God. This simply means that the promise here is conditional. It simply means that you must love God for this thing that we're talking about to work for you. This promise isn't for everyone. It's for those who love God sincerely. It's for those who can submit to God's purpose. It's for those who trust God's hand, and when they are even in pain, they trust that there is a plan of God for their lives. And that's why the psalmist tells us, he said, the steps of a good man, of a righteous man, are ordered by the Lord. The Lord will order your steps. Even when you derail, it's just like your GPS, your sat nav. When you are going and it tells you to take a particular way and you take another way, it wouldn't abandon you. All he will just do is to reroute and put you in the right place. That's exactly the way that God's work in you and I, if we are submissive. If we are submissive to God. And the fifth thing, he said, according to his purpose. Now, this is something that we should actually bear in mind. It is not according to your purpose. It's according to the purpose of God, because his purpose is bigger than you. His purpose is what he wants to achieve. You are not an accident. God has placed you in a place for a purpose. You were created for a purpose. You are giving whatever you are giving or going through for a purpose. And I keep saying it, even your pain has a purpose when you surrender them to God. Ephesians 1 verse 11 says, he makes everything work out according to his plan. You see again, not according to your plan, but according to his plan. According to his plan. You know the tapestry? When they are doing the tapestry, all these knitters, when you look at it from the back, it doesn't look good. But when they finish the knots and the tangles, and then you flip it over, you will see a beautiful work of art. That's exactly how God works. He's weaving your life from the other side. Brethren, Romans 8:28 is not just a cliche. It is a powerful truth. That everything, the good, the bad, the delayed, the denials, is working for your good, not against you. It's also working for my good. And I just pray that you hold on to this Bible passage. Thank you so much for listening to me in this episode. Once again, my name is Pastor James Egodibe, and I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, Derby, in the city center, Exchange Street, DE1 2DU. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we have wonderful brethren who welcome you with an open arms and will waiting to see you worship with us one of these days. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.